As of version 0.4 of Deducer, a system for creating plots has been included. This system was created with a Google Summer of Code grant, granted by the R community and Google. And it allows both the creation of simple plots and more complicated plots in an easy to use and unified way. So we're going to illustrate this system using the Leinhart infant mortality data. This data is from the 1970s and has income per capita, the number of the infant mortality rate per thousand, the region, and whether the region produces oil. I've also created a new variable here, which gives the name of the country that have over a 300 per thousand infant mortality rate. So let's go ahead and take a look at this with the plotting system. We open up a plot builder. First thing we might want to do is a histogram, so go ahead and click on histogram. And we'll make it a count histogram. Select the Leinhart data, and let's look at the infant mortality rates. So we see a very right-skewed distribution with 3 observations greater than 300. And that's and out here is a truly huge rate of over 600 infants dying per thousand. So that's pretty horrendous. We could try to color it by region, and we can sort of start to see what's going on here. Europe being very low, Asia being spread out from the bottom to the top, Americas being on the lower side but still greater than Europe, and Africa being sort of right there above Americas and Europe. But this probably isn't the best way to view the data, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the ggplot2 system to build an informative plot that you could use in some sort of publication. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in some points here. Our x variable we're going to have be the region, and y will be the infant mortality rate. Okay, that's a good way to get started. Some of these, we also might be interested in the income of the countries. So we can go ahead and make the size proportional to the income of the country. Great. Now we do have a little bit of overplotting here, so there's 2 ways that we can try and deal with that. The first is we can bump the transparency up a little bit, and that helps. And we also might want to jitter the points a little bit, and we can do this by adjusting the position. We can do this, click position, jitter it a little bit, and we don't want to jitter the height, but the width we want to add just a little bit of jitter to. Great. Now we can see the individual points, and overplotting is not really a big problem. We can see Europe down here very low. Infant mortality is very uncommon in Europe. America, second best. Now, Asia seems to be spread all over the place with these incredible outliers up here in the 400 to 600 per thousand range. Africa is also very high. The individual points are interesting, but we also might want to take a look at some crossbars to add some statistical summaries to this. And we want these crossbars defined by summaries, statistics. And summary statistics that we want, because this is very skewed data, we're going to do median, and inside the crossbar is going to have 75% of the data. Great, so now we have crossbars in there that give us some idea of the median infant mortality and its range. So let's also identify these large outliers here, and we'll add in some text. And we'll define this test by outName. So we have Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia. Those are some pretty big labels. We don't need them quite that big. And we also are going to want to adjust the positioning of it.